Hi, let's have a look here at some of the basic questions to ask when you are factoring, and hopefully this will kind of give you some guidance to know what to do and how to approach certain problems when you are asked to factor. So the first thing you want to ask yourself is, are there any common factors? So look at the problem and look at each term and see if there are any common terms that you can factor out. So in this example, 14x to the third y to the third plus 10x y squared minus 8x squared y squared. Notice that in each of the terms, the 14, the 10, the negative 8, that there is a 2 common to all of the terms. So we can pull out a 2. And then we have an x to the third, we have an x, and we have an x squared. So there is an x common. The lowest x value common to each one is 1. So we can pull out an x. I have an I have a y to the third in the first term. I have a y to the second in the second term, and a y to the second in the third term. So the biggest y value that's common to all three would be y to the second. So if I pull out a 2xy to the second, I am left with a 7x squared y plus 5 minus 4x. It's like you're taking each term, the 14x to the third y to the third, and dividing it by the 2x y squared. And then you have the 10x y squared, and you're dividing it by the 2x y squared. And notice that the x and the y squareds cancel out in that case. And then you have negative 8x squared y squared divided by 2xy squared, and you end up with a negative 4x. So after you pulled out common terms, the next thing you want to look at is, well, how many terms am I left with? If you have 2 terms, okay, so if you're ending up with 2 terms here, you want to consider looking for a difference of squares. Is my first term a square? Is my last term a square? Is there a subtraction in the middle? This would be called a difference of squares. And we factor difference of squares really quickly. You immediately put 2 bubbles down. In the first part of each bubble, you put the square root of this. The third of x squared is x. The third of x squared is x. The third of 16 is 4. The third of 16 is 4. And then what you do is in the middle, you put You want to factor bubble them up or use the AC method, okay? Because I didn't have a lot of room on this little document, I didn't show all the steps for factoring specifically, okay, or using that specific AC method. But if you notice that you have 3 terms, your goal is to factor them up. You can use a guess and check method. You can use the AC method. If I have no coefficient out front, just a 1 here, then the easiest thing for me to do is put whatever variable this is. In this case, it's an x. So since it's x squared, I put an x out front here, and I put an x out front there. And then I'm looking for 2 numbers that multiply to 6 and add to 5. And that would be a plus 2 and a plus 3. And same idea here. I have 3 terms. So I put my factor bubbles. I put the I put the variable of my first term here, since it's squared. I put it in the front of each one of these parentheses. I have an x minus And in this case, I have a positive 6. I need two numbers that multiply to a positive 6, but they need to add to a negative. So that's why I have a -1, add -6, and then I get my -7. For a problem like this, 4x squared minus 19x plus 12, this is a problem. Since this is not a 1 out here, this would be a good one to use the AC method for. It would save you just a lot of time. In the AC method, you use factoring by grouping. So if you have 4 terms, you want to try factoring by grouping. So what you want to do, you want to factor into 2 sections. You want to split it in half, the first half and then the second half. Okay? And then what happens is from the first half, you want to pull out what's common to both. And what's common to both is a y. Okay? And I'm left with an x minus 5. Okay, in the second half here, I have a 2 that's common to both, and I'm going to pull out a. If I pull out a positive 2, like if this was not, if I didn't pull out a negative, I pulled out a positive 2. What would happen is then I would end up with an hang on one second. Oh yeah, I would end up with a -10 if I multiplied it in, and I don't want that. So I'll pull out a -2, and I'm left with an x, and then 10 divided by -2 is -5. Okay, so notice that this is a -5, and it's common to this -5. Since those are both common, we pull them out, and I get an x minus 5 here, and I take my remaining terms, y, there's my y, and my -2, y minus 2, and that goes in my second bubble right there. So just a quick reminder, first you want to find out, can I pull out any common terms? Then number 2, I want to look at how many terms am I dealing with here. If I have 2 terms, I want to look for a difference of squares. If I have 3 terms, I can quickly bubble them up if I only have a coefficient of 1 at the front. If I don't have a coefficient of 1 at the front, if it's like a 4 or a 5 or a 2 or a 6 or something that's more complicated, then you probably want to use the AC method there. And if you have 4 terms, your goal is to factor using grouping, where you split your equation into 2, and you pull out the common terms from the first 2, you pull out your common terms from your second 2, and then you pull out the factors that are common to both of these guys. All right. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out.